Hi, and welcome to the News Agenda for Monday, June 7th, 2021. We don't have time for silly jokes because today, holy fuck, human hybrids are being bred across the United States, and holy shit, this is really scary, y'all. Can you imagine growing up one next to these horned kiddos? Are they human goat hybrids? How long until cancel culture determines kids is a slur? Do they have square pupils? Oh, no, it doesn't look like it. But thank God, because that would be too weird. What's with science? What's next? When are they going to learn that we're not meant to barter with God? Oh God, it's spreading. Oh, wait. That was just an ad. How boring. Journalism appears to be in a rough spot, it appears. And it also appears that the marketing department has decided what the front page should be. Like it's The Onion or something. Anyway. Back to the normal grind, I suppose. I guess this is where I put the call to action, where I solicit your likes and subscribes and visits to the Patreon. If things look a little different here, good. I was hopefully, I was able to invest a little bit into the channel, and hopefully, this will look a little nicer for y'all and be a little easier for me to produce things. So let's get to the real news, and holy fuck, human goat hybrids. Also, in revisiting tired tropes from a bygone era, Donald Trump. The failed president and blogger had a rally in North Carolina this weekend. Some GOP strategists were hopeful that he would stay looking towards the future rather than about his failures in the last election. But he didn't. He remained focused on the past and culture war issues like me. It's not much of a surprise, though, considering the pressure that he's under. I mean, when I've changed jobs, I feel a giant weight left off of me. But when you got the Manhattan DA and the New York State's this Attorney General coming in after you, it's an understandable impulse to overcompensate. One of the Trump's organization's senior officials testified in front of a grande jury, which is where you get sour cream and tomatoes on the jury. Oh, no, sorry, that's just a supreme jury. A grand jury is where a fancy pants jury decides what charges, if any, they want to bring. I guess if this testimony doesn't work out to get Trump for something fraud related, at least we still have literally everything Trump's ever done. But Trump has to face some consequences here. He's expected to be released for time served, no matter what. At least for Facebook, because they upheld his ban for 2 more years, and by which time he should have hopefully learned his lesson and behave. I mean, his Farmville has been died off by then for sure. Also, in someone who didn't learn a lesson, former vice president and man who sold his soul for neither rock nor roll, Mike Pence. The formerly fly pad / queef said that he and Trump don't see, quote, eye to eye on the January 6th incident. He said this while on the campaign trail. Campaign trail, which is where all the hopeful president critters from early primary state to early primary state, or you kiss ass with all the medium wigs that are just going to support Donald Trump in the end anyway. In a surprise announcement, Pence also decried the bipartisan drafted commission to look into the attack. No, I'm sorry, that was no surprise at all. Even after Capitol Police themselves are speaking up about the insurrection and asking for at least an investigation, like Sergeant Goodell here. At least 17 officers are still out of work because of that day. And the ACAB, of course, but Republicans say they care, but that's the really big thing here, is that none of these actions, none are any surprise. And nothing happens. And what I do is I point out the hypocrisy and laugh, and nothing changes. And I tell these jokes, and nothing changes. It's still kind of unbelievable that right-wingers couldn't see, but they can. They do see. They just don't care. For Republicans lately, it's not about winning. It's not about ideas. It's about making the other side lose. Which is wild, because you'd think that you would have a plan to sell yourself to the voters, but instead, they just denigrate the other side. Not that I'm a Democrat either. I mean, you think I like Milquetoast Joe? I mean, man, he's really truly not very good. But he says trans people deserve to exist, and the other ones say that people like me should die. And so, you know, I don't like it any more than you, man. It's exhausting and sad. And there's nothing we can do about it. You work hard and try to win, and then before the people that wrote the rules can be ejected, they rewrite their own rules. It's the same over and over and over again. And so we point it out here on the News at Jen. Have you liked and subscribed and smashed and worshipped? And you take off your irony scepters in your brain, because those wacky people on the other side, or those evil people on the other side, and make no mistake, a lot of them are, they don't care. That's the thing. They're not out to win. They're out to make left-leaning people, indigenous people, people of color, queer people, people who are not cis Christians, they're there to make us lose. And lately, it's been hard to see what the point of overstimulating those irony scepters really is. And you see, I love the jokes, and I love the editing, and I love everything except for making thumbnails. Nobody likes that. But sometimes, really, it's so exhausting. And it's hardly worth a mention that Laura Trump took herself out of the running Saturday for the North Carolina Senate seat. I'm tired. More recounts. More cowardly Democrats, more senator mansions. Some men you just can't reach. Like Joe Manchin, who said he wouldn't support the Voting Rights Act that's wanting its way through the legislature right now. In corporate overlord news, Walmart is giving employees free GPS trackers that can be also used to interact with the company's app to manage schedules. Theoretically, the devices can also be used as phones. Finally, a phone that automatically sends your news to your boss, and you can tell when you're not at home when you call in sick. Company officials say that you won't be able to use any other app while you're on the clock. So gone is the time to multitask by reading and pooping on the company dime. You have to sit there bored on the toilet like someone from the 90s without even a shampoo bottle to keep you company. It's almost upsetting enough to bring your own phone. In What's in it for them news, Ally Bank has ended overdraft fees for all customers, making it the largest bank to so far do so. Overdraft fees make banks about $12.4 billion. Billion dollars a year. Critics point to the bank Ally as doing such actions during Pride Month in search of getting a flag. But this is a mistake, because allies don't get a fucking flag. In oh shit, it's everywhere news, Johnson & Johnson filed appeals against a $2 billion verdict regarding its talc-based products, and the Supreme Court rejected that appeal. Earlier, an appeals court reduced the settlement from $4.7 to $2 billion. But apparently, saving $3 billion isn't what it used to be. Also in sad news, sharks. The cuddly monsters of the deep with dead eyes and a taste for Robert Shaw appear to have nearly gone totally extinct 19 million years ago. Scientists have no idea what caused the die-off, but given the distribution of shark fossils on dry land, it probably had to do something with tornadoes. In new internet just dropped news, scientists in China and all over the world are racing to build the next quantum-based communications network. Already technologies such as quantum-based cryptography, known as QKD, or quantum key distribution, are being used in some Swiss elections for security. The way that works is you get a quantum key by making simultaneous measurements, and therefore keys out of the entangled photons. It's really neat. But crypto nerds also realize that this is the same thing as using the last entry on the 123rd page of the 1963 Penguin edition of Usage and Abusage by Eric Partridge, except you're using the whole fucking page instead. I realize I probably oversimplified that to the point of useless, but so be it. In Please Don't Look at the Man Behind the Curtain news, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett are joining forces to build a new kind of nuclear reactor in Wyoming. Wyoming is the largest coal producer in the country. While Gates is backing Buffett here, Gates said, well, it seems reasonable. The plant will use uranium as part of the reactor core, but instead of creating carbon waste, it creates a different kind of waste. I certainly hope that this kind of waste can be thrown into the sun. To be quite honest, in probably what is completely unrelated news, Warren Buffett has donated $2.84 billion to the Gates Foundation. And finally, in human interest news, a woman in California recovered a wallet she lost 46 years ago. The wallet was found during some renovations of a movie theater. It's not all good news. There was no money left in the wallet. Instead, somebody left pictures in their wallet instead of storing it on their phones like a reasonable person. Oh, so that's the news agenda for Monday, June 7th, 2021. I hope you're doing great. Are you? Are you? Good. Good. Please remember to like and subscribe, hit up the Patreon, and why don't you come on over to queercoded.com and check out what our little project is up to lately. Perhaps you will like what you read, or not, and that will make me sad. Anyway, thanks for watching, and always remember, I love you. Bye-bye.